There we go. Eventually. All right. Yeah, let's just jump straight in. New game. Create. Yes, please. Oh, and thank you for the death to the ads. I mean, I don't know whether people caught what happened like over the last couple of days with Twitch's announcements. Yeah, there's been some furore. Not so much about the subs this time, about people being able to actually do sponsorship. Also, the animation on this. What is this, Lo-Fi Girl? Like, also Laszlo. Take a hint if she's not answering your calls. Yeah, there's a whole thing about Twitch changing its policy that meant folk that do sponsorship deals and have like burnt in kind of like logos and ads and things like that. No, we're going to ban that. Okay, right. Well, we're just going to go to a different platform then. Oh shit. But I really like this animation. I'm trying to... What's it reminding me of? Also, could we do with a little bit more volume? Is that a bit quiet for you guys? So, hopefully not royalty music. I mean, that was a thing with the... There was copyrighted music in Life is Strange. That was a problem with streaming it. Netflix's Castlevania. You know what it is? Kind of like the very kind of angular faces, long neck of, like, I presume this is our protagonist. There's something about, like, late 90s, early 2000s, like, animation. Like, something like Aeon Flux. Like, the... Not quite to the extreme of that. Everything looks the same, but it feels so different. I dropped my bag in my old room. It's been 10 years since I moved out of this place. 5 since the last time I managed to come back for holidays. Music's composed by Lena Raine, who did Celeste. Ah, okay, right, let's kick back and enjoy the music then. When I was young, this island felt so small, but now I'm realizing I was wrong about that. It's not small. It's just that I was growing up and I had my own ideas, needed some time away, alone. Back then, it felt like all the spaces here weren't meant for more important people. And by people, I mean my mother. Wait, she was in like a wooden shack, and Mum's sitting in a palace. Okay. Ursula. She's always been so purposeful, so dedicated, so focused. She casts a long shadow. The Naiads? There's a kind of like Greek mythology element to that, isn't it? The Naiads were kind of a nymph. They were also kind of maybe the muses, right? Now I find myself stepping back into the place where we lived together for so many years, the Naiads. A big residence, open to all, filled with artists and creatives. That makes sense then. If it is like the connection with the muses, possibly. The backbone of Alma, the surrounding neighborhood. Purposeful. Yeah, there's like marine life involved. She made the shack for herself. It could have been like a creative DIY project. Like a porpoise. Yeah. At least it was. With Ursula gone missing, the place feels empty now, almost abandoned. So her mum's vanished? Okay. I decided to go straight to my mother's room, to the heart of the problem. Everything looks familiar, and everything feels strange. I hear a sound, and some instinct freezes me in place. Nobody's home. The noise emerges from somewhere inside my mother's room. A heartbeat and a gentle pearl-like rattling. A soothing sound. A call. A name whispered, chanted. I feel compelled to open the door and... Oh, well, we get a cutscene. Give me a chance to have a sippy. Yeah, it's going to bug me what the animation style reminds me of. Oh, magic necklace? Magic necklace? Magic necklace that makes us want to go pee. Oh, no, no, no. Apparently makes us want to go for a swim. And slight costume change as well. Hi. But she was playing that with that controller, but... Oh, right. Teleported to other realm. The Nexus. Where am I? The world around me, I've never seen anything like it. An endless panorama, a limitless horizon. My head spins. There, looking at me like an old friend, is a girl. She seemed surprised, as if my presence was a shock to her.
Didn't see you there. Take your time, Sprout. It's not every day you wake up in a new dimension.
Okay, so not just different place. Complete new dimension, okay. My ears are ringing, my head swimming. I feel like I'm in the strangest dream ever. But I take a breath and focus.
There you go. You'll get the hang of it in no time.
Right, so you're just like a gatekeeper here? You know people are always popping out of this puddle, I guess. Who is this person? She puts down the game console she was playing with and rushes over to me. Reminds me of a cult classic point and click whose name is escaping you right now. I mean, obviously, technically the Life is Strange games were point and click adventures, but obviously they were done in this very cinematic style with the like the 3D and all that. This is, I presume we're going to have something similar to that, but with like this 2D visual novel kind of presentation in this.
So, I guess we've got a lot to discuss.
Who are you? I'm Polly.
Actually, you're Harmony for us over here.
Okay, don't I get to choose my name then if we're going by those rules? She seems to be looking at my clothes and what happened? Why am I dressed like a priestess? Breathe. I need to breathe.
I'm Bliss. This world is Reverie. And it's in big trouble.
Okay. Are we the chosen one? I mean, if there's a world in trouble, there's always a chosen one, right?
What?
Both my world and yours are on the brink of collapse. Not pillaged and plundered by an invading army or something cool like that. No, this is ugly. Bad news. Collapsing from within, you know?
Wait, slow down, please. I was just in my mother's room, and I picked up this necklace, and... ...
Feel like this type of story is just better started in medias res, when flashback, and I have then explained to someone later if it actually needed. Possibly. I mean, there have been games that have done that kind of like throw you straight into the middle of the story and then do the flashback thing. I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but I have seen that used numerous times before. I mean, it's obviously a device that's used a reasonable amount in films as well. Longest Journey? That's the one that reminds me of. I'm trying to remember Longest Journey. I vaguely recall playing it, but I can't even remember how it goes now.
See this?
Girl points to an object floating in the middle of the platform. An orb. Sort of looks like a heart, wreathed in blue flames. It's radiating a powerful surge of emotions? How do I know this?
Don't look at it for too long, Sprout. It'll bum you out.
It's incredible.
And yet, it's fragile. More than it has ever been.
So I guess we are here to heal this, and therefore save the land. It takes a few steps. I take a few steps towards it. Waves of comforting warmth and aching cold wash over me. Sensations of solitude and togetherness, emptiness and excess. I'm on the verge of tears, gripped by a sense of helpless sorrow beyond my control.
I know who you are. And I know you have to touch the heart of Reverie.
I mean, nothing bad ever happens touching a weird glowy object in a magical fantasy land. Nothing ever has gone wrong doing that, right? The heart. Just drop into something and then you can have someone ask who we are and we can explain, but mostly you don't need the explanation. Doing it this way just has horrible pacing. Nope, nothing. Yeah, exactly, Trillian. Yeah, it's not like touching a glowy rock, right?
Touch it! Touch it and see the future!
I feel like, I mean, we have the emotes for this, right? We have to touch it. Sure. What does the future hold for us? I comply. My fingers seem to go right through the surface. It's neither cold nor hot, softly rough. I feel a slight shock, almost imperceptible.
What the...
You're connected to Reverie now. You'll be able to travel between our world and yours.
What do you mean, travel? I have so many questions.
Looks like you're searching for your mother. This'll point you in the right direction. Introducing the Augural, an amazing tool you can use to strategize and plan out the future.
I take it this is going to be our inventory gizmo.
How do I use it?
The girl takes a sip from her drink and a few seconds to reply. Is this simply theatrics, or is she figuring out the best way to explain?
See for yourself, Sprout.
Welcome to Harmony. This tutorial will give you all the knowledge you need to explore the story. Hi, I'm Puck, totally reliable and trustworthy guide. Anyway, welcome to the fantasy land. Thank you for coming. You're our savior. Just touch the magical rock, and great, now you're cursed. You're the 7th today. Good luck. Yeah, there is a little bit of that vibe to it, right? We have story nodes. The future is visible to you in form of interconnected nodes. Each node contains a fragment of story that you can choose to unveil. Close this tutorial by using mouse. Okay, and the first node. This node is selected. Information about its fragment of story appears on the right. What is this? Where am I? Okay. Use the information to plan your journey. Okay. Can I do my next step? No, I just need to click it a couple more times. Okay, what happened? What the hell just happened?
The Augural allows you to see the future. That's this board, you know? Before today, time was linear for you. From now on, well, it dances to your tune.
It's incredible. How? How come I can do that?
I'm an aspiration. Me and my friends need a heart to exist. But our heart is weak. And you're special, Sprout. You can help us. You can save us all.
Okay. Bliss attempts a smile, but it looks forced, perhaps because I look so confused. For a moment, the words mean nothing to me. Okay, she's an aspiration. She's called Bliss. So we're going to have other emotions and aspirations be things like, I mean, I'm suddenly thinking Inside Out. Are we going to have an angry individual and things like that? Like there's going to be a sadness. I guess they're going to name them differently. So there may be a melancholy, like fury, probably. I don't know. But why me? And why was the necklace in my mother's room? Could this Augural be the key to finding my mother?
Let's start with something easy. Truth or dare?
Truth or dare? Is she serious? The light in her eyes tells me so. She is serious. Question mark symbol means that only one of the next two notes can be played. The other will be blocked forever. Choices have consequences. Choose which part of the story you want to see unfold. Well, I mean, we want some answers, so maybe we go with the truth? Don't know where this is going, but talking seems less risky. None of this is real, so let's just go with the flow, right? Actually, I kind of feel like the going with the flow thing. Sure, why not? I wonder how you can play this game with some kind of immortal child, but I accept.
Dad, show me the cutest picture of you.
Cutest? I guess I can do that.
Bliss smiles. Quite like how Sandman is in, how Death is the positive, cheery one, and Dream's the mopey goth kid. Yes, yeah. Like when it said like these aspirations, things like that, I was imagining like the family from Sandman. So I mean, if like in Sandman, like all the family, their names begin with D. I'm trying to think like, does that mean all the aspirations are going to begin with B, which is throwing my idea out of melancholy and fury and things like that already. And just like that, I'm back home. Do we have to grab our phone? I walk through the rooms and point to a picture. It's me, age 6, dressed in, for my first day of school. Don't ask me about the costume.
OMG, Harmony, you're the cutest!
Everywhere I look, I see a good memory. Laszlo letting me play on the diving board while Ursula looked on in horror. Watching Nora drawing peacefully while Laszlo cooked. So Laszlo was, when it started, was the name that kept ringing us on the phone, right? So if her mum's gone missing, maybe Laszlo... It almost sounds like they're almost like a parental figure, but they're saying their name as opposed to dad or something like that. So maybe mum's partner, or like possibly even business associate, but or just family friend kind of vibe. But it makes sense if her mum's gone missing. Maybe this Laszlo's the one that told her and is then trying to get in touch. A few times Ursula let me have friends over for my birthday. Laszlo and Ursula cooking Nora's favorite meal while I finished my homework. Might be channeling your new D&D character. Oh, okay, yeah. Is this is the other evil one, right? I can't shake the strange feeling that I'm overseeing the future, learning the shape of my own path.
You're a natural. Look at you traveling between Brittle and Reverie like it's nothing.
Oh, is Brittle the name for the real world then?
Isn't it dangerous, seeing the future?
Bathing in what's to come or what's happened before is always dangerous.
Melancholy is a powerful emotion. And this place is...
Did you get that frown from the frown cheery one in the bathtub? Yeah. When my dad left, Laszlo entered my life and carried me through the change, carried all of us. And he brought along his granddaughter, Nora. She brought a rush of fresh, new energy. She electrified the place. We were an odd family, piecemeal, improvised, but whole. My family.
What just happened?
You made a choice. What rippled forward from it was unique and new. Take your time to understand what all this implies. New powers can take a bit of getting used to, you know? You just need to focus.
I mean, we didn't really see much of a cause and effect there, because all we did was, like, switch back to staring at the empty swimming pool. Like, there doesn't feel like there's that connection with, like, choices have consequences type idea. If that was our first choice. I mean, it's probably going to change dialogue options later on, but an immediate kind of vibe of, like, okay, we made a choice, but there wasn't an obvious result to it.
The memories felt more real.
You asked, right? Isn't it dangerous to blah blah and all that? Well, duh. Yeah, of course it's dangerous to live in a time that's not yours. Simple fact. And that's why you need to focus.
But if it's our future, then surely it does belong to us. We are shaping it, but if it's our future, we're shaping what is to come. It's not like we're changing our past and having ripple effects.
Feet on the ground, eyes ahead, deep breath, and look into the future.
Look into the future? A new face. Hidden future. Polly can glimpse of the future, but entire parts of it sometimes remain hidden from her. Nodes with a closed eye. Symbol will hide all the nodes behind them. Hidden nodes cannot be interacted with. They conceal all information about the fragment they contain. You will need to progress through the augural until you reach this node to reveal it. See beyond it. On augural, use... I presume the wheel just to zoom in and out? Is that it? Move the camera over the right. Yes, okay, right. So maybe this is first act. So if we go left, we're going to have less choices. But there's a big sparkly one here. Like, we're probably going to be drawn towards sparkly one, right? Right? Alright, let's check the new face. Arrogant human, assuming that because you're present in the future, it's about you. Much less belongs to you. But they said we're shaping our future. So I presume if they said it was our future, it does have at least some belonging to us. I open my eyes again. The two paths have merged into one.
Go on. What do you see? What do you feel?
I sense
I feel hungry.
a new being. A new force. It's getting closer.
That, I believe, would be me.
Okay, I presume this is another aspiration. A tall silhouette comes into focus before my eyes, surrounded by electric blue dancing fish in the air. I knew Bliss was tiny, but now she seems positively minuscule.
I am power. An aspiration like our minuscule bliss over there.
He reads my mind too. I'm going to have to work harder to keep them out of my head.
No offense, Bliss.
None taken. I'd prefer the term fun-sized.
A little laugh slips out of me. Suddenly this whole situation feels absurdly mundane, as though I've always been a part of this. Also, like, the kind of like the Chaos Pixie, also with like the vaguely cyberpunk look. I am thinking of like, what was the character's name in the cyberpunk Netflix series? I can't remember the character's name, but there's like just that like slightly manic like pixie energy about her, right? But probably underlying pure threat of terror that she's going to mow everybody down with a machine gun.
You must be Harmony.
Harmony? What a name. Am I one of them?
You have seen how weak our heart is. It won't last long. Great changes would come to pass. You might even call them cataclysmic.
Okay, so he's not mincing his words. The ground beneath me suddenly feels shaky, unstable.
What can I do? I'm just looking for my mother. I didn't ask for any of this.
You now know that chance does not exist. The futures laid out before you will force your hand.
Well, if there is no, like, free will, that's pretty bleak.
They will require you to make choices. Choices.
Well, if
that
stuff's
are
laid out, then
ruthless,
why am I making
difficult,
choices?
Even painful. Choose wisely. Follow your objective, and your diligence will be rewarded with a valuable resource.
Knew I forgot something.
Okay, we're gonna get magic points.
There's this energy called egregor, right? It's basically how
Egregor?
you exist in your world. It kind of tastes like, you know that blue soda?
Egregor is rare and powerful. It is not to be drunk. Some choices you make will generate egregor and bind us together. Use it wisely.
So I guess the choices are what? aspiration we bind with more commonly. So I guess there's kind of going to be like an affinity kind of thing with each of these aspirations, and that's going to dictate the paths we go down.
What are you expecting from me?
The aspirations meet my doubts with a knowing look. I don't like that they can see my thoughts, read my intentions.
You got it. I can tell because your mind's gone all hard. Difficult to hear.
Looks like I'm getting better at pushing them away from what's in my
We
head.
have much more to tell you, but a good leader knows what to reveal and what to leave unsaid. For now, of course.
So are you the leader of the aspirations, or do you just think of yourself that way? The two aspirations look at each other. Something is shared in their glance, an emotion, a memory, but I don't know what it is. I'll need to find out by myself.
The key is your mother, Harmony.
Her disappearance must be linked with what happened here.
A pause. They glance at each other.
Some of our number are lost. Scattered.
Fetch quest.
We work better if we're a team.
How many of them are there?
But that's for later. Right now, the priority is your mother.
Exactly.
We must find her. Or else...
Your heart will get weaker?
The look in their eyes tell me I'm right. So how's my mother connected with them? I feel like she was Harmony before and we've basically taken the mantle.
Find your mother. Explore the futures.
I nod. The view from up here is stunning. My head feels heavy. So much has been dropped on me. So much. I need to close my eyes. And we wake up back in the other world? Okay. Objectives. A new objective node has been revealed. That's the sparkly one, is it? Okay. Objective nodes are marked by a ray of light shining from their center. Trying to reach them to progress through the story. Use tab to open notification panel and see the new objective node. Okay, tab. Right. Okay, we're going to find out more. Oh, no, these are the aspirations. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 aspirations. I guess that makes sense. We've got 7 deadly sins, so it's probably flip side of that. Incarnation of primal dreams and childlike bliss. Eternally innocent child. Bliss is one of the oldest aspirations. Mighty aspiration of willpower, leadership, and strength protects Reverie at all costs. The mighty sovereign yearns for structure and conquest and is among Reverie's most influential aspirations. What else do we have here? Okay, there's some... Actually, is there more than... No, it is just the 7. There are more citizens than there are aspirations. Society. Atina is the oldest inhabited city in the Mediterranean Sea. It is now one of the most technologically advanced city-states in southern Europe. Okay, so, like, I am getting elements of, like... There's Greek mythology influence here. Which is one of the reasons of maybe setting it in the Med as well. Located at the crossroads of many influential civilizations, Atina was always destined for greatness, thanks to monoconcern. And despite concern from the bulky citizens, the island has been ushered into the 21st century, with safer streets, new buildings, cheaper access to technology, and lower taxes. Atina is now a trailblazing among the European capitals. I mean, we saw it in the opening animation. It was something of like a Big Brother state. Like, the moment she got off the boat, she was being stared at by, like, these cameras that were doing facial recognition and stuff. Everybody was on the, like, subway train staring at their phones, but it all seemed to be the same OS operating system. Built in 1924 on a former Oxian site, the Naiads, once Alma's only public pool, with a structure loosely based on Oxian architecture. The Naiads was also meant to highlight Atina's cultural heritage. One of Alma's thriving gathering places, the Naiads was forced to shut down in the 80s when the city council fell into financial ruin. It remained empty for a decade until A successful local poetess and other community members managed to buy it back from the city. They transformed it into a multi-unit building, welcoming all kinds of artists. We have sanctuaries, we have mythology. Aspirations are the incarnations of humanity's yearning, desires, and intelligence. The brittle is the material world. Egregor is our blue juice. Harmony is us. As the link between Reverie and Brittle, the Oracle is chosen to walk a special path. Intangible realm and the Nexus. Okie dokie. I guess we're going back now. And the objective of a long road ahead. Bliss. That's so far. That's as far as you can see, Sprout. You'll need to give one of us a Gregor to get there. Yeah, okay. So we have to choose who we're backing. And they both have different symbols. Okay, right, I guess we close that with tab. Yeah. We have 4 other entries, which I guess I didn't fully look at. I looked at the Egregor and I looked at the Nexus. Right, is that going to go away now if we tab out? No, it's still saying 4. Okay. And that's just the objective thing. Okay. Right. Back on Earth, what is real? Athena is Athens in Turkish. There you go. Like I said, the moment it said Naiad, I definitely saw, like, okay, we're going to be going the Greek mythology route. I can tell right away that I'm not in Reverie anymore. The sun is over. Athena is hot and dry. I stretch out my arms, feeling the muscles there resisting. A minute. I just need a minute to think this through. Came here to find my mother, discovered a necklace that transported me far away, and now I'm able to instantly travel between worlds and talk to gods?
Is that it?
That wasn't a dream. All my studies into human mind, all my research, I'd never heard of anything like this. It wasn't a seizure or a hallucination. This was all the legends and tales my mother wrote about in her poetry. All the stories she told me as a kid. An invisible world opened up in front of me with the Orgrill. I need to act. I need to embrace this. These 2 nodes are blocked by a barrier. Barriers block access to certain nodes until they are removed. It seems crystals are required to unlock either of these 2 nodes. That and that symbols show that you need a bliss or power crystal to progress through the story. Crystals that can be gained as you progress through Orgrill. So we have to take the left route in order to take the right route. Here are the crystals you seek. Progress through the Orgrill. Crystals that can materialize in different forms depending on the aspiration. Right, well, I guess we have to go this way. I walk back inside, my head still swirling with words, names, predictions. And then, Nora! I can hear her footsteps outside the room, knowing her. She's about to barge in. I rub my eyes and run my hands through my hair, trying to wake up.
Holly?
I can feel tears in my eyes, a sweet taste in my mouth, static electricity grazing my shoulders and arms.
You're here! Nora!
She crosses the room and we hug. It's the first human contact I've had in months. She feels so good, so warm and familiar.
How are you?
Good. I mean, fine, considering what's going on.
It's okay. We'll find her. I know we will.
So much has happened.
Tell me.
Hold on, I need some coffee. It's keeping my brain from rotting.
Yeah, likewise. She drinks coffee now. She's definitely older, a young woman. It said we had been away for like 10 years, right? Also, it's the like painting on the stove there, just in case we don't know what an oven is. In the kitchen, Nora makes us both coffee and launches into, well, About 8 different stories at once, all tangled together. She hasn't changed, always carrying an entire world of plots and characters and charming adventures with her. A Noraverse of
And
energy.
yeah, Grandpa's gone through all 5 stages of grief, though for a while I thought he was stuck on denial.
I smile as she hands over a huge mug filled to the brim with caffeine.
Nothing beats a really cheap, super strong coffee.
Can she see you?
Oh, no, you're fine. Just don't start talking to yourself. Weirds people out.
I'm so sorry. I'm talking so much. Can't believe it's the first time you've been back in years.
Yeah, it's... you know.
A lot.
Oh, I know. Things were difficult with Ursula.
Okay, this is why we haven't been back in a while. We had a falling out with our mom. Doesn't feel good to admit my mother always showed more love and affection to Nora than to me. I'm not jealous, Nora deserves love, but it's hard to stop thinking about the reasons behind it. Was I harder to love?
She'd been different lately. We had a fight before she went missing.
Ursula was upset with you.
Nora's always gotten along well with my mother. I can't remember the last time they fought.
You heard about all the job openings at MK?
That was the logo on all the phones, wasn't it? Nora wants to join MK. A few months ago, she was telling me how intrusive and problematic they were.
The city's getting more expensive by the minute, and the pay's good, and it's interesting work, I guess. Did I mention the pay? Because, Paul, we're barely getting by here.
Right, MK is definitely going to stand for something, and it's going to have some other connotations. I guess until we find out, I don't know. Can't even hazard a guess. Like Minotaur Corporation, spelt with a K or
I
something.
miss this school I'd like to go to. A rather expensive school, but Ursula felt I was betraying myself, and we had a fight, and I had to sleep at a friend's place for a couple of days.
That bad?
I just needed some space, some air.
The shiver of static electricity is back. Through my fingers, up my back, the necklace feels lighter around my throat.
I know MK isn't perfect, but I can't live here forever. No way I can move out without a job.
MK isn't perfect, but it's not a sentence I thought I'd hear from Nora's mouth.
What do you think?
As I think about how to answer, I feel the weight of the decision. This is the kind of choice Bliss was talking about. Alright, so we have to follow... Support Nora. Bliss, this is what she wants. Here... Wants to hear. Support, not judgment. Power doesn't want to hear this. She doesn't want to hear this, but it is for her own good. Honestly, I don't know, if this is going to really have major consequences. I mean, I'm kind of tempted to, damn the man sort of thing. Go and work for evil corporation. But it's not following her heart. I'm going with this one.
Do it, Harmony.
But she'll be disappointed, and...
You are about to tell her what she needs to hear, not what she wants to hear.
The more I think about it, the more I feel he's right. Time to put on my big sister cap.
Maybe it's just me. But... I can't picture you in a mono-concern uniform.
Well, Mono 1, Concern... No idea what that... where the, that comes from.
I know. But the pay is... It would change a lot for me.
She's conflicted, and I don't think she expected me to reel her back in so quickly. How long has she been thinking about this?
No, you're right. It's not a good idea. They've been increasing security all over the island. MK is everywhere these days. Hard to avoid. And I know I won't change anything by myself, but...
Her heart is heavier. I wish I could take this burden off her, but the rest is up to her.
You cannot take back your words. Moving forward is the only way to travel this road, Harmony. You did well.
Sorry, it was a bad idea. Can I have a hug?
I don't need to be asked twice. Her warmth is contagious.
You know I didn't mean to make you feel guilty, right?
I know. Don't worry. I'm tough. On the inside.
Of course you are.
She smiles. I smile back. I'm realizing that from now on, my relationships will be affected by my power. This is a heavier burden than I thought.
This is good. The hug, I mean.
It is.
Nora squeezes harder. Then she releases me. We're both recharged, both forgiven, both at peace.
Come on. I guess we should go find Laszlo.
Yeah. I could do with a drink.
And maybe passing out and forgetting about the necklace and those two weird... I stop the thought before it expands beyond my control. Family first. Because that's why I'm here, isn't it? Family. Right, we have our crystal. Right, we can crack through this then. Yep. Power's Stronghold. A shock, a brief pain behind my eyes, a bright light. When I return to my senses, I'm not in Atina anymore. I'm back in reverie.
You have chosen well thus far.
Is this your realm?
Indeed. A place of strength, of fortitude.
A gust of dry wind pushes us inside the tower. Cold stone that surrounds us makes me feel like I'm walking down the barrel of a gun. I mean, didn't we do the big throne thing in Elden Ring like a couple of hours ago? Sure. Okay. Power takes an unhurried seat on a monumental throne, a movement rehearsed 1,000 times.
But a realm implies a kingdom, a title, a crown.
This is all for show, a power play. No pun
We
intended.
aspirations are neither kings nor queens nor anything in between.
No kings or gods, only man.
Neither deities nor demigods. We simply are.
Yeah.
Aspirations are intrinsically linked to your world and your kind.
Also, what's with the fish? And we never had a clue about any of it.
Have you always been here?
Always. Since the dawn of your kind. Since your first dream, your first wish, your first complex thought. It must come as a shock to lose the luxury of your ignorance.
The aspirations have been here all this time, everywhere, guiding all of our choices. So many questions, my mind's awash with words and doubts and queries.
Do we elect you?
He shakes his gigantic head back and forth, his mouth twisting into a smile. The concept of democracy seems alien to power.
The same way a river elects the sea into which it flows.
For a second, it feels like his throne is made of whitewashed bones, crushed hopes, tears and sweat and blood.
You sense that we aspirations are much more than we appear. We give off an energy that is neither good nor bad, Harmony.
Right, so picking up corn energy here. Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne, right?
Like gods?
I'm trying to make sense of it all. Trying to make it work in my head.
Gods are invented, and inventions can be killed. No.
A sedan-sized fist hammers the arm of his
We are
throne.
much more. greater than gods. But our strength is limited to this place. We need a firm hand to restore our world.
And my world too, right? If I understood, we're connected. You need us humans. And we need you.
The smile disappears from his face.
True. Use the Augural. Explore your future. Establish and assert your own will. Follow my path, and we can change the world. Our worlds. Because whatever is about to come, dear Harmony, even I cannot predict what it will be.
He raises his hand and snaps his fingers. Alrighty. My head is buzzing with thoughts. Now what? Whatever's brewing here, it's big. Bigger than my mother disappearing. I step closer to the heart of Reverie. Its blue flames don't seem to burn.
Hey, you still here?
I turn around. Bliss is standing right in front of
Didn't
me.
Scare you? Sorry.
There's more to it than she's ready to share. I can sense it.
This is a lot. Are you real? Is any of this real? Or am I having some sort of waking nightmare?
First, thanks. Nightmare indeed. Second, it's very real, Sprout.
I just need a minute.
It's okay. Really. We're really impressed by everything you've done so far. Soon, you'll be able to see even further on the Augural.
How far ahead?
Depends on your choices. On who you side with. On what happens.
She's uncomfortable.
I can tell you don't exactly trust me. Even if I can't read your mind anymore.
Our Jedi mind powers are improving. We're managing to block her out. Let's be honest here.
You mentioned my mother. As soon as I stepped into all this, you knew. And you wanted me to find her. What's going on with her? Do you know Ursula?
Can aspirations breathe? Because if so, Bliss just took the biggest gulp of air ever.
Ursula was here before. In your shoes. In this place. Wearing this necklace.
Like I said, we've basically replaced her.
And she tried to do everything you've been doing today, and
She failed.
she wasn't the right person. Why? I can't tell you directly.
For every mystery solved, 2 secrets are added.
Whatever happened, it broke us. It almost ruined Reverie. And we forgot. Our minds, our bodies were twisted and erased.
I turn away from Bliss. A minute? I just need a minute. Today's been a string of stolen minutes, wild concepts, shocking discoveries.
We need your help. And you need ours. There's an aspiration called truth. They know a lot. I mean, of course. If you could find a way to save them, it would mean the world to us. I know it's unfair to ask you to go out there without any more information.
Or fetch quests.
It'll be okay. I understand the stakes. And I'll do my best.
I give her a tentative smile. I need to get back to Nora, meet with Laszlo, search for my mother and this truth. No time to lose. Select a pass node to display an overview of its content. Game is saved automatically after each node is played. You can still restart a chapter from the start as long as it has not been completed. This option is available from the pause menu. So it's saying we could maybe see what the route is if we'd chosen Bliss and gone that route. Right? I thought it says we can... Or is it like past ones we've gone along? Okay, in which case, let's push ahead, shall we? This is the act overview. It appears when reaching the end of a chapter. An act is composed of several chapters, each having its own objectives. The act overview is a simplified version of all the chapters composing an act. It's an objective you've been just completed by helping Nora make a decision. It's now part of the ongoing journey towards the main pivotal points of the story, the outcomes. An outcome represents the conclusion of great events of the future. They are unlocked by the crystals you collect throughout the chapters. At the end of a chapter, all crystals you have collected are automatically transferred to the outcomes. Unlocking an outcome generally requires a large number of crystals. At the end of the act, you will have to pick an outcome. So, I mean, now we've gone down the power route, it looks like we should do power, and I presume the other symbol, the other crystal, is going to be truths. So it would be easier because we've already started that route, but it might also be easier to just mainline bliss because we just need to focus on one person. On an augural, you can press semicolon at any time to access the act overview. Not presently, though.
Welcome.
Also, thank
to
you
the
for the follow there,
Hamlet.
Leo Xavier. Welcome. How's your day going? Hopefully you're enjoying this and life and everything else. Do not hesitate to check it regularly and see your progress towards the outcome you're aiming for. Close this tutorial and use that on the node. Right. Also, though, if we do semicolon, and that just brings that back. Act overview. Okay, so yeah, that's where tab brings up menu. This like flips between these two. Okay. Oh no, that's just going back there. We don't want that. We want to progress on, right? Oh no, this is Act 2. Okay, you're right. Sorry. It looked like the other one. Right. Familiar face, foreign emotion. Means the node will trigger a revelation. Revelations unveil nodes still invisible to Polly on the inaugural. Sorry, augural. See the links extending from the icon. They point to nodes that will be revealed. I'm trying to. Okay, so we've got a side path here. We go the left route. That is connected. Ask Nora about Laszlo. Hold off for now. Right. That's as far as we can zoom out, so it's just going to those ones. Okay. Let's click and reveal some stuff, I guess. I look up at the sky, the clouds floating by, obscuring the newly revealed stars. Familiar but unknowable. Beautiful but
I
ever-changing.
came out here for like 2 hours last week.
I believe it.
They suck you in, don't they? Especially when the sea's calm and you can see them reflected down there.
This is the new one from Don't Nod, the guys that made all the Life is Strange games. It's called Harmony, the Fall of Reverie. And it basically is out today. We've been playing it for about an hour because that's when the embargo lifted. So, but welcome you. How are we? I look over at her, neck craned upwards, a half smile on her lips. She seems calmer, I'm glad.
All right. Time to rip off the bandage. Let's go see Laszlo.
How was the trading in the middle of all that heat in the end, Mew? Because I think that was the last time you dropped by. It was like, right, I'm out the door in 7 minutes time to go do this. I presume you survived.
I'll be at your side.
I know you will.
She lowers her gaze from the heavens to look me in the
You
eye.
haven't seen him the last few days. Full on denial. It's killing me to see him like this.
Sounds rough. But we'll find a way. Right? even if we have to outdrink him with his own imported beers.
The heat made it rougher for sure. I would imagine so. That wins me another smile, clearer
They
this
are
time.
so expensive. And I'm broke, just so you know.
It builds character. Is that what you were insisting to those you were putting through it all? Right? We walk through the streets of our childhood, laughter bouncing off the old familiar walls. We chat as we go. We're sad that one store closed, amazed that another has managed to stay open. We laugh, a godsend considering the circumstances. But the further we walk, the worse the flickers get. Bond's Estuary. I'm guessing this is back in Reverie? The fact that it's Bond. Images of other places, impossible places, Reverie. Birds flutter about my head, phasing in and out of reality. And a kindly voice calls my name. And then he's there, in front of me.
Greetings. Oh, did I startle you?
Where am I? Who are you? Another aspiration?
Exactly. I'm Bond. My siblings keep forgetting about me. I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
It doesn't sound like you have a great bond with them, to be honest, then, right?
No. I guess I'm getting used to it. I feel at home, somehow.
Also, whilst we're, like, mind going off into weird fantasy land, are we still walking along having a conversation with our sister? Or is it happen in the blink of an eye? Because, like, how does the out-of-body experience actually play out in real time in the real world? Sorry, the brittle.
Naturally. My path is one of community, friendship, and empathy. My mangrove forest is a place of warmth and safety. And I am an excellent host. The journey before you, Harmony, is one with many roads and even more destinations. I am here to guide you towards those that lead to understanding, not conflict.
I know this won't be as simple as that, unfortunately.
It never is it?
Oh, you mean your mother. I know you will find a way to see eye to eye with her.
Fat chance, but sure, let's pretend that's even remotely possible.
I don't wish to keep you. Before you go, I have but one piece of advice. Remain mindful of others. Then your journey may be one of discovery, not destruction.
You got signed paper orders that we need to follow, and then we try and justify it to ourselves. That's the best way we can come up with. I guess so, yeah. You literally had your orders. So, yeah, you had to basically do your duty and everything, yeah. But I'm glad that you made it through the other side and, you know, you weren't baked to a crisp. Before I can reply to this newest aspiration, I blink and I'm back in Atina.
Turns out he wasn't even talking to me. Can you believe it? What an idiot.
Yeah, we definitely kind of like, we walked from the beach to here in the blink. Well, we zoned out, but I'm guessing, did we have a conversation then, or we just kind of like slowly drooling as she was talking to us?
Well, we're here.
She's right, Laszlo's bar. I give her a reassuring nudge and we head to the counter. Oh, okay. Like, this was the big gearing up, was it? Is everything in order as much as it can be? The place hasn't changed at all, except it's a little messier. A lot messier, in fact. For the rest, the ramshackle seating, the sticky counter, the rumble of the tram line overhead, this place always felt like a second home to me. And there, tending
Ollie.
bar.
You're here. I'm so glad you're finally here.
Laszlo. He leaves the counter and comes over. Before I can react, he's grabbed me in a bear hug. My phone jams into my ribs, and I force a
Well,
smile.
It's good to see you, Polly. You look like a strong breeze would knock you over. Are you eating? Here, look, I've got snacks behind the bar.
Yeah, also, you know, possibly, like, salmonella growing on those plates. Nora rolls her eyes. She wasn't wrong. His smile is too wide, his voice a bit too loud. Laszlo's a jolly fella, but this is a bit too jolly for the situation. Why? Base is as ready as it can be. Okay. Several objective nodes have been revealed. It'll be impossible to gather the crystals required to complete both objectives. You have to make the decision. Will you follow Bliss's path or Bond's instead? Right, do we get a hint of what we can do? Bond, a family tree is a fragile thing. Be careful how you handle it, Harmony. Bliss, you haven't seen each other for ages. Take it easy. Serious stuff can wait. Let's go down Bliss's route. Laszlo bustles off to grab some unneeded snacks, and I turn to take in the place. It really is exactly the same, minus the extra mess. I can only see one thing that's really changed. The photo of Ursula that used to hang behind the bar. It's gone.
Here we go, a Polly special on the house.
Don't want to put foot in mouth, so you'll just point out looking up Polly will tell you quite a bit. Right, okay. Enough said. He's brought over an armful of snacks and drinks, including several of my favorite brands. Atana Made and Spicy.
Ooh. Right down memory lane.
Wait, I forgot something. Don't move.
Cheers and worries. Something afoot with Laszlo. Something besides Ursula's disappearance. With Laszlo fussing about behind the counter, Nora smiles and goes over to chat with some regulars. There are a few faces I recognize, names bubbling up from the fog of forgotten memory. Laszlo's friends. They look older, shrunken almost. Snippets of conversation drift my way. It's not been the same these last few days. What's wrong with him? I turn my head away. I don't need to hear anymore. They're worried too. I need to do something. We've got a side quest. Inevitable nodes. This is an inevitable node. You have no choice but to play this type of node when it becomes available. But surely we could just push ahead. It's on a side track. We could stick to the road ahead, right? There's no inevitable. If it was inevitable, it would be in the path before us. The fact that it's off to one side does not make it inevitable. It should be right there in front of us. Okay, fine. It sucks as you're intermittently on the last contract waiting for your replacement to train up before your retirement. Yeah. So I mean, I was going to say, how many years now in are you? Because didn't you renewed your contract a while ago, and I don't know how much is left on your ticket, but yeah, I guess if you're waiting for that person to be trained up, you could see the way out the door, but yeah. Well, like as always, stay safe, buddy. Hopefully things pan out like as much as you can in this situation. Trying to strike up a conversation with him, but he immediately launches into a discussion of Alma's politics and the price of importing beer. I let him do the talking. It feels good to hear him talk about mundane
Nora
things.
tell you about the storm a while back?
I've seen pictures. How bad was it?
Bit of flooding around the island, but the walls held and the roof barely leaked at home. Nora helped board up the bar. We had a good laugh at all the drowned drones the next day. Spotted some MK folks trying to scoop them up before they floated out to sea.
Competitive drone fishing.
He smiles and his face relaxes somehow.
The sport where nobody wins.
Right, I get the feeling like he would make a good anarchist if he actually kind of committed to it. Right, Bond, Laszlo needs support, even if he won't admit it. Why don't you show him the way? If he's too shy to talk in front of Nora, you should give him some privacy. Okay, so it is technically it is this year your bit is up, but real life is definitely putting a kibosh on that. Do we? I mean, like I said, like following the bliss path, like would give us the points we need, right? Because we could just mainline this. We need to get 13 points. Like the gamer in me says, like just like focus on one thing. But like, do we support? Show him the way. So I guess if he's embarrassed, then we give him space. I'm going to give him space. This is going to be tough. Laszlo is open and generous, but when it comes to his feelings, not so much. It could be hard to get through to him. I wait until he's busy with a customer to talk to Nora.
I've got a plan.
Tell me.
His friends are here. You're here. There's no way I'm getting him to open up in this place.
But if you took him on a little walk somewhere...
Exactly.
I knew there was a reason we called you back. Polly and her brilliant ideas.
She leans over the bar and grabs the soda, popping it open and hoisting it in
Good
cheers. Laszlo, hands wrapped in a rag, smoothed the fabric around the inside of a pint glass. I thought he was fixing snacks. I touch him gently and he flinches. Pain and turmoil flash across his face, but then he catches himself and a plastic smile returns.
Come on. Let's take a walk.
I haven't got anything specific on the docket. Like, it might be when we finish off Jedi Survivor. So obviously that's currently doing Saturdays. So it might be that, though I don't know how far we're through. I think we figured it out. We were like 60% through the story. So that might be like a couple more sessions. But I guess the sooner I could do it, maybe the better, if you were wanting to get involved, yeah.
You just got here. And the bar.
I mean, Nora can look after the bar,
Can
right?
watch the bar for a few minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on. Just around the block. I want to see how it's changed.
He stares glassy-eyed into space before returning to the here and now, nodding. He ever so gently places the glass on the counter. A few moments later, we're strolling arm in arm. I can feel the tension in his grip and in his stride. But I can get through to him. I know I can. Revocation. An X means the next node will trigger a revocation. It will block access to other nodes forever. Select a node with a revocation to see the nodes. It will be blocked. Okay. That's going to block out those ones, obviously, and that's going to block out that side. Right. Ask about Nora. The way he acted around her tells me there's more going on than meets the eye. Revoke, be gentle. A bold move, since he hates talking about his feelings, but time's up. Revoke, warn him about denial. I think we're like we've got him alone. Let's like just see if we can like get him to open up. Yeah, sure. Also, it's one of the little pink bliss tokens, so that's going to be 3 that we can put towards our... We needed 13, wasn't it? We wander a while longer. Neither of us says a word. But enough is enough. I decide a bold move is the right one.
How are you, Laszlo? With everything. Ursula.
Oh, you know. It is what it is.
He beams an uncanny megawatt smile.
I came here such a long time ago, I sometimes forget how complicated life was before.
We slow and stop. He unhooks his arm from mine. The scene below is beautiful. The rising moon floating above the motionless sea.
On a Tina, it sometimes feels like you could just go for a swim and let your problems dissolve in the ocean.
I know the feeling.
I know you do. You're from this place, after all.
But I haven't been back in a while. Yeah, that's locked out because it was on that side of the thing. So I don't know why we need the bit in the middle. That does imply we could swing left, right? Like, I see what they're getting at with this kind of node tree, but again, it's the typical thing with like these games that do this like impression of choices have consequences. It has some consequences. There's some lines of dialogue, but like clearly the path we saw before us wasn't really as it's laid out here. We had left or right, and then we had to go through this one, so it might have been just on this. There is no left or right at this point. It was just we took the right path, right? So these extra kind of little nodes are deceptive. But if they weren't there, then it would look more linear than it really is. And it is obviously reasonably linear at this point. Okay. We stare out across the water, not moving, hardly breathing. The air is surprisingly still, but the smells of the approaching night wash over us. Lamb, spices, cigarettes.
Who are you? Really?
He sighs, a deep exhalation tinged with sleepless nights and fear. When it's done, he stands unmoving, head cocked to the cocked to the sky. Just as I'm about to ask again, he relents.
Honestly, Polly, I'm relieved.
That's not what I was expecting.
Sounds terrible, doesn't it? I knew something was up. She was acting strangely at home. Like when you were young. Not enough for me to say anything. You know how she gets. But different. Something was definitely coming.
He smiles weakly. That's all I'm getting for now. But it's enough. He takes my arm again and we head back to the bar. So, the objective things again. Arnie talks, Laszlo opens up to his friends. May the sun return soon. It's been a long day, but there are still some things that need to be said. Night has fallen. The place is almost empty, apart from Laszlo's friends and a phone browsing Nora. A lot of text. I'm curious, but it's not my place to investigate. At least not now.
It has been a day.
Definitely a day.
Has it been one of those days?
Tomorrow's creeping up on us already.
He nods his head at me, but this time it's genuine. There's a faint sparkle in his eyes. His armor isn't gone, but the straps have loosened. It's a start. I will say I do like the internal muse, kind of like her thoughts, her narration of it. I do like the writing for this. Right, okay, well, we're obviously going to pick the pink one because we're just collecting all these points, right? Laszlo opens up to his friends. I understand. Healing can be a lonely process, but an understanding community can help one bear it. He listened to his heart at last. There's a lot these two need to talk about. Yeah, definitely talking to his kid, though. Well, no, it's his granddaughter, isn't it? Wasn't his daughter, it was his granddaughter. Absolutely. Why wouldn't we max out bliss? Let's all get blissed out, right? By the time the last of the regulars shuffles off, I'm about ready to collapse onto the very cobbles below. Nora hefts the remaining chairs up into the storage locker. I make a token effort, but I'm exhausted. More hindrance than help. When we're done, Laszlo reaches up to close the shutter and freezes. He turns, looks Nora dead in the eye.
Nora, sweetheart,
He takes a step towards her.
I'm so sorry. We're broke. Flat broke. The Naiads. We've run out of track. I don't know what else to do.
Run out.
Money's tight, Polly. Very tight. I can't keep that from you any longer. And now that
Now she's disappeared, I don't know what to do.
Right, it's either the bar's getting sold or the swimming pool, right?
And I'm scared.
Nora takes a moment to absorb the information, a multitude of emotions flashing across her face. Then, without saying a word, she crosses to her grandfather and the two embrace. There's no crying, no words, just two people alone against the world. No, not two, not anymore. 3. Consequences of objectives. The objective nodes may generate consequences. These impact later chapters of the story. This will give you access to entire branches of the future and cut off from others. Keep this in mind when planning your route on the Augural. Well, let us end the chapter there. And that one chapter has given us 8 points. We only need another 5. Because of the choices you made when dealing with Laszlo, you made great progress towards an outcome. So I wonder if we'd taken like a path that like spread the points about, whether it would say you made great progress, or it would say like you've hedged your bets, haven't you? You have chosen the path laid out before you by an aspiration, but the future might be still in your hands. Outcomes may have greater consequences than objectives. Will you stay the same path, or would you rather change the course of the future? Well, I guess we're ending here. Trusted hands. I know I could trust Nora and Laszlo to find a lead. A new day dawns. Consciousness returns slowly. As I open my eyes, they feel like hot marbles rolling in their sockets. Yesterday was more intense than I'd imagined. Reconnecting with Laszlo took an emotional toll I'm not sure either of us were ready for. I checked the clock. Past 10. Late. 5 more minutes won't hurt. But as my eyes close, there's a flicker and I'm back in reverie. I open them and I'm home, in bed. This is becoming intolerable. I wait a few moments to see if the sensation returns, but it leaves me be for now. Time to get up.
Are you sure you saw it in here?
Yes, it was by the sink. I was listening to my podcast.
Is there a rat?
Researching about the Oxyons, are you?
I'm sure there's a connection between them and Ursula and... Oh! Morning, sleepyhead.
Oxyons were like the older society here, right? Look, it looks like the two of them have been up for a while. For Laszlo, that's not a surprise, but Nora's usually a night owl. Breakfast is all laid out. Banana crepes, hazelnut and sesame paste, fresh mango, my
How are
favourites.
you two this awake already?
Do you think this would have been better or worse had somebody hired to voice act as a voice actor for the thoughts? I don't know. Then it would just be a movie with a few clicks. I guess forcing the player to read the narration themselves does give them a little more, well, not so much agency, but a connection with the story. I I mean, part of me thinks back to something like Disco Elysium. When I first played it, like, all the kind of, like, internal... Well, actually, all the internal musing was narrated to a certain extent. And then you had to narrate the others. Because I ended up doing all the various different voices. And then the conversations were all voiced. But, like, with the final cut, I think was, like, the newer version, where they redid some stuff in that. They brought in all voice acting. And I haven't played that, but that one, there was more kind of, like, gameplay element to it. Because you had the dice rolls, and you had to decide which paths you were going to take. This, because it's a visual novel, I guess leaning into the visual novel element, the actual novel bit of reading, is something to focus on. Keeping the option of having your book voice would make me feel more immersed. You think it's interesting? You think it's? I think it's a deliberate choice as well, because obviously they've got the voice actors in. This is Polly's internal kind of narration, so they could have like hired the actress to do the kind of narration bits as well, possibly in a different tone or something like that. But they chose not to, and I guess it could have been for like budgetary reasons. Maybe they could only hire her to do X number of lines, but it probably is more of a gameplay decision, I would imagine.
Already? It's nearly lunch.
Grandpa, tell her!
Tell me what?
No, you do it.
We have a lead! On Ursula.
Okay. Someone in the crowd sharing secrets. The next node's barrier. Okay, little crown. We've not had crowns before, have we? Was removed after you reach the last chapter. The other is forever inaccessible to you. You might not see the consequences of objective nodes until much later. So, someone in the crowd sharing secrets. Reaching out might be helpful next time. I can show you the way. Laszlo spoke openly about Ursula's disappearance. I may not seem like much, but Laszlo and Nora have been doing research together all morning. Laszlo talked to Nora about their financial situation, which is kind of like what we went down. Like, what options are open to us? We see further up the... There's definitely... there's a key element here. That unlocks whatever these nodes are. That opens up something up here, which I presume does the same over here. Right. Right, I guess it looks like we're not going to get any bliss nodes on this one. It looks like it might all be about bond and power. Reaching out might be helpful next time. I can show you the way. Sharing secrets. Let's go with... I mean, it's either or. Because these are going to pay out with bond, power. Don't know about these. I wonder if this implies that we need to have one of each. Lose power crystal. Lose... Ah. Laszlo's backup plan. Okay. Ursula and MK. Unlock Jade's personal issue. Okay, Jade is a new character that's been brought into the story. And all of this is locked out. Okay. Let's go with... Yeah, they did open up. Let's see if there's any more to that. It takes a few minutes, a few seconds for my mind to adjust to what I just heard. Laszlo, Nora, and I stayed up late chatting, just the three of us. And here I am, feeling hungover after only a few drinks. Oh, to be 20 again.
I just remembered something. A girl who used to come here often before Ursula disappeared.
She came to meet with Ursula. Several times, in fact. I asked who she was, and your mother said she was a journalist. interested in publishing some of her poems.
Which is weird. Nobody publishes poetry nowadays.
I have to admit that Ursula hasn't sold a single text in decades.
Poetry's dead, I guess.
Well, that would explain why the heart of the aspirations is struggling if there is no poetry left inside it.
Anyway, I didn't push it. Assumed your mother would tell me the truth when she was ready. But then...
Then she disappeared off the face of the earth.
I mentioned her to Nora, but...
I don't follow the magazines around here. Not a big reader, unfortunately. But something about her sounded familiar, you know? Grandpa actually gave a pretty detailed description.
She's pretty memorable.
At first, I was a bit puzzled, and then I remembered who it might be. Jade.
Okay.
Jade! Jade Galea?
I'm a little behind on Atenan politics, Nora.
Okay, fine. She's quite famous around here. She's organized a lot of protests.
Something is shining in her eyes, a sense of joy, excitement. Not sure exactly what, but it's nice to see.
I follow her on all the socials. We've never talked as such, but we have a bunch of mutuals. I sent her a message this morning, but no reply. But my friends, her friends, they'll know where she is, for sure.
She's also the editor of a local magazine, probably where she was going to publish the poems.
There's only one printer like that on Athena. The rest is controlled by MK. We could check there, see if they know where we could find her.
Also, every time they reference MK, I'm either thinking MK Ultra, which is one direction, or Mortal Kombat, which would take the game in a very different direction, to be honest. We've got options. That's a good start. A really good start. Causality. The padlock symbol indicates the node is locked. You need to reach a key to open it. Seek key icons on the augural. Well, we know they're there and there. Okay, right. And he's got his little fishies floating around there. Right. Find Jade's friends. Nora won't have trouble asking them for info. Explore the printing room. An underground printing room sounds quite cool. That would give us more power going this way. Which we don't have to do. We can do the path without powers. But I think a friend of a friend could be a way to go, right? Nora to be assertive. Tell Nora to act natural. More info about Jade. You know what? I think we're going this way. Castula Road. Castella, I guess. I reckon Jade's friends would be more likely to give us the info than her business associates.
Friends first.
Yes, yes, great, perfect. Come on, I know where they hang out.
Are they your friends as well?
No, not really. We have mutual friends, and some similar interests.
Similar interests. I won't dig any deeper, but I'm curious. Like I said, she might be an anarchist. It doesn't take long for us to find them. Nora beams and runs ahead. Some in the group greet her warmly with hugs and hand slaps. Others nod in more distant recognition. They chat.
Weird, huh?
What's weird?
The fact that Nora is an individual person now. Not just a little kid. She has friends and places where she
It's been
hangs
10
out.
years. Like, people do change and circles. Okay.
Ah, that feeling. A part of me is sad because I feel terribly old. But the rest of me is happy to see that Nora is her own human being now.
Anarchists. It doesn't take too long to find them. Yeah. One of the people who seems to be Nora's own friend, casually offers her a cigarette. She slaps it away. Never seen her move so fast. She almost manages to hide that panicked glance at Laszlo first, too. Not quite, though. Laszlo grunts, and I feel a smile at the corner of his
A
lips.
human being who can make mistakes.
Yeah. And like every other human being, she can fix them.
Then she's back.
So, they're a bit suspicious. I'm not sure about what to do about that.
How should we approach this? That's the big question, Nora. It's up to me to find the answer. But, like, I mean, we could give advice. Surely it's down to her. But no, we're going to take the sparkly one, right? Act natural. Which will... Oh, no, it connects with that. We still have to go down this route. It's connecting with this node over here, right? Sure. We'll bond with Nora. Oh, no, it's locked. Ah, because we did the other thing at the other time. Okay, right. So we can't? Have to do this one. Okay, right. So we have to go this way. Tell Nora to be assertive. The situation is urgent. Yeah, okay then. Sure. Let's try the more direct
Be
approach.
frank. Let's not beat around the bush.
Right. Right.
She nods and heads off.
She's a good kid.
I nod. Nora comes back to us. She's smiling, but she seems a bit disappointed.
So, they are extremely cool,
Yeah, I gathered.
but they haven't seen Jade in a while. Said she's not even online all that much these days. No posts, no replying to messages, that sort of thing. They were supposed to go to a protest yesterday and Jade didn't show.
Wait, Jade's gone missing too?
Which I guess is extremely unlike her.
Well, that doesn't sound like a coincidence.
Ursula?
Could be. But Ursula disappeared weeks ago.
They said the skate park was the best place to look for her.
That sounds like a start. Good job, Detective Nora.
Nora visibly cringes.
Too much.
Next destination, skate park. Well, I guess we're going this way. Nora's about to say something, but what's that sound? Nora's just starting to say something when a buzzing stops her mid-word. A drone. It hovers directly above us, rotating slowly. Its little engine whines like a wounded animal as it moves back and forth. Having apparently decided we aren't a threat, it takes off, rising high above the city. Nora glances meaningfully at Laszlo.
on. You don't think it was here for us?
Polly,
It was just a patrol.
It looked like an Amazon delivery drone, to be honest. It had a box.
you've been gone a while. Things aren't like they used to be.
I guess not. I feel almost alien to my own island. Though I guess, you know, they make sense that also the corporation is always watching. We saw the kind of facial recognition moment we got off the boat. Like, the drone definitely had a hidden minigun. Absolutely.
Rule number 1 on a Tina: never say anything around a drone you wouldn't want recorded.
It is basically Alexa. This entire island's being run by Amazon.
Damn things are everywhere these days. City sounds like a giant beehive.
Monocon Zone owns this island, or they will. Control of everything: public services, advertising, even security. It's all theirs now.
Well then, might they have something to do with how Jade's suddenly keeping a low profile?
Her friends don't think so. They said something about some personal issues. Nothing specific, though.
Alright, causality. You've unlocked a node. You say Jade isn't the same as she was. As we walk through the bustling city, Laszlo decides it's time for a short break. He halts, leaning up against a railing in thought.
Personal issues. Well, these days that could mean a lot. Money, relationships, politics. Too vague. Nothing to work with. You ask me, though, that damn company's involved somehow. They always are when things go tits up. Jade seems to be well known, respected even. No way they don't know about her. To be as young as her, carrying all that weight, I'd probably want to escape the limelight from time to time, too.
I can't help but feel moved by his comment. I'm older than Jade, but what did I do? I left the
Can't
island.
imagine either.
I shake my head. Let's not get sidetracked. I need to focus on the issue in hand.
What about Ursula? Do you think MK is interested in her, too?
I can't see why they would be. What would they want with a poet?
What if...
An idea is forming, a thought, a little bubble that could, maybe, change the course of this.
What if they weren't interested in her? What if she was with them?
She would have said something. Or, well, or not, if it was risky for us. I don't like where this is going, but...
He swipes his sweaty forehead and pushes himself away from the railing.
First, the skate park.
Alright, power it may be risky, but it could work. Losing crystals. Nodes can lose crystals when they reach them. Well, we have a minus power. If we need one of each, though, then we're kind of screwed. This node will make you lose one bond and one... but we don't have a bond. There's a good amount of intrigue. Oh, you're kind of hooked now, are you? We head to the skate park. The streets are quieter now. The rush, hour long since over. A stray dog trots alongside us for a moment, snips my hand and wanders off. Jade is a long shot, but she's our only shot. Besides, Laszlo claims he has a plan.
All right, out with it then.
Posters.
Posters. Of Ursula.
Like a lost dog?
Exactly. Look, your mother may not be the best-known woman on this island, but she has connections. Hell, the Naiads is basically a community center, and everyone at the bar knows her. We get her face up everywhere, tell people to contact us. We're bound to get something back.
Nora and I share a glance. This feels good. It could work.
And if we do find this Jade, well, we could run an ad in that magazine of hers.
One gripe you have is the line breaks, but we will call it occupational assault and move on. Oh, okay. Right, I'm trying to click as fastly as possible so it flows, but yeah, there's still... I mean, it's a visual novel. It's what you expect, right?
Use her network to spread the word even further.
Exactly.
That sounds like a pretty good way to piss off MK.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But Jade's our best chance. If we get close to her, we get closer to MK as well.
The more we learn, the more Ursula's disappearance becomes shrouded in mystery. Was it really the result of politics? Did she get herself into something she couldn't get out of? And is creating a public scandal really the best way to find our answers? Local poet disappears, MK does nothing. They won't say or do anything. They're already getting away with much, much
Eyes
worse.
on the prize. You're getting closer, right? You're making moves.
Yes, maybe. Nora and Laszlo are right. Maybe this will work.
Keep that momentum going. Reverie still needs you.
Bliss suddenly becomes absorbed in her handheld console, focused on mashing two specific buttons as fast as possible. This glimpse of her undivided concentration is impressive, but it doesn't seem to be going as she planned.
No! Can you try to wrap it up before I rage quit this game?
Bliss must know that I can't answer her right
also,
now.
You didn't hear this from me, but Power's getting all ceremonial about the truth situation.
I'd like to ask what that even means, but I can't. And anyway, she's already gone. Right, so, Jade. When we get to the skate park, how should we approach her? Keep it straightforward. She may take me more seriously. Try to befriend Jade. She may be more inclined to open up. Well, that could give us... Well, we have one bliss crystal. Well, we have 8, to be honest. That would open up a bond. These require... Gain that. Though both of these lead in that direction. Apparently that unlocks that one over there. That one unlocks that one over there. So what we got? Befriend. Straightforward. Get some power. We'd lose bliss that way. Again, a bit of bliss. I mean, I'm doing this as a game. I'm just going like, can I get as many of the pink blobby things as possible? Like, it doesn't seem like... I think adding like the gameplay mechanic of collecting the crystals is actually working against it, because like the gamer in me is just going like, I'm trying to optimize here. We're just going to make the decisions that require this. If they just gave us like the choices without an indication of what we will receive from it, then I would probably be asking, okay, in this situation, what would I do? I do the roleplay thing more than the mechanics thing. You feel that the problem with every visual novel is they're not really competing with games. They're competing with books and audiobooks. Yes. If you're not reading a lot, there's no shortage of outstanding good books. Yeah. Text lines like subtitles, and it doesn't follow subtitle rules that promote a faster reading speed. Yes, true. Like I'm there hovering over the spacebar, and I once or twice I've come very close to tapping it a little too quickly and cutting off the lines. You want to read it? Cause confusion. Double takes cause the. They haven't taken linguistics units together before and after the line break. Yeah. Right, going this way, we've got sealed up things, which these don't reveal that. But like I said, mechanically, if we just like go over this way, we can optimize. We can get all the pink bits, right? Answer Jade's questions, trust Jade. We get more pink bits, and then we go for the one that gives us even more pink bits, and then we've got the 13 we need to unlock, right? Because what are the questions? Answer question, interrupt, take the lead, trust, unknown, ask Jade to use her network, prove Laszlo's plan, listen to Jade's plan. This is at least focusing on the game elements, but it's not well written or interesting enough to actually read it. Though, to be fair, the only visual novel you've seen on that level was Shibuya Scramble, so you're probably not the audience. Yeah, like I said, I've not done too many visual novels, but the ones that have this kind of like, you're making these choices. Again, I'm going back to Disco Elysium. You make those choices, but it's kind of blind and it's down to the dice rolls. And you have to live with those consequences. This, we kind of, it's like, you know what it is? It's a choose your own adventure page where you use the 3-finger technique. You kind of flick to the page and put your finger there and go, oh, no, I'm just going to go back and do it this way. We can read the paragraphs that are coming. We can look into the future. We can see the paragraphs and get the results we want. Which means there really isn't consequences. Like I said, we're going with the... I mean, like... Okay, our choice is keep it straightforward or befriend. Sure, that sounds friendly enough, and then we could do Nora's getting impatient. But, you know, we could just go this route and ask questions and just... Yeah. Amadeus Skate Park. We arrive at the skate park, and my heart sinks. It's deserted, not a single soul in sight. I'm about to suggest we come back later when I hear a squeak from Nora. It's Jade, appearing from behind a half-pipe. Time for a charm offensive.
Jade?
The young woman's guard is immediately up. No doubt she's used to being recognized and suspicious of who we might be.
Can I help you?
My name's Polly. This is Laszlo and Nora.
Hey.
I think you know my mother. Ursula?
From the Naiads? Your mum, is she? Funny how we studied her poetry at school. At uni, even.
You have no idea. We wanted to speak to you because we thought you could help us with... She vanished, my mother, a few days ago. and we thought maybe you could help.
Jade turns to look out over the ocean. She shifts a little and readjusts her stance, thinking.
I'm sorry to hear that.
She sounds genuine, almost shocked. Her demeanor has changed slightly.
We wondered if anything you could tell us. Anything at all.
That would mean the world to us.
I shoot Nora a look. Calm down. Don't want to scare her off. Jade maintains her silence. Suddenly, she turns away from the view and looks me straight in the eye.
When did she disappear, exactly? What was she like the day before? Was she acting strange?
This isn't the passionate Jade I've heard about. She feels cold, analytical. The opposite of the energetic, driven firestarter I'd imagined.
Look, I'm sorry to press you on this. I really am. But we really need to know if you two were planning anything.
Like firebombing MK's head office.
Beyond the poetry.
She moves closer and she's still not
Did she
answering.
mention anything about a meeting? With someone you'd never heard of? Was anything missing with her? A suitcase? Clothing? Money?
Clearly the charm offensive failed. Despite the increasing tension, I'm a little sad. I used to be better at putting people at ease. Time for a different tact. Blocked inevitable nodes. An inevitable node is only active when its conditions are cleared. One will only activate if you collect bliss crystals. Well, there was no opportunity to get bliss crystals on this one, so technically, are you related to Johnny Silverhand? She dying for a cigarette. Like, it kind of wants us to go this way, which opens up this. But like I said, you're dangling the glowy bits in front of us, so Nora's getting impatient. Bliss, it might be better to try and keep everyone happy. Wait, she must have a reason for doing this. Well, it's still following the bliss route, right? I answer Jade's questions as best I can, but I have to stifle my impatience. This is getting us nowhere. Weren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions? When I do manage to get in a question, Jade just deflects with another. Every time I answer, she asks for more details. She's not being aggressive, she's defending herself, making sure we can be trusted, perhaps.
Listen to me. Don't fight her.
I know. I'm trying.
The real problem is, I can see Nora crossing her arms and scowling. She's annoyed and getting dangerously close to the boiling point. Okay, now it's indicating we could go this way, because we collected the point. I mean, why wouldn't we? Because it's locked. Okay. What is locking it? Unlocked by trying to befriend... I mean, we did try to befriend Jade, right? We came through this one. No, it really wants us to go this way, right? Yeah, because, I mean, this was definitely unlocked like this. This is too linear, to be honest. Like, it's, like I said, it's giving the illusion of choices, but it still wants to tell you the story in a very particular way. There is not really that sense of freedom. And because we're having to keep coming back to this as a reference, rather than just, like, with Life is Strange, you had those dialogue options. You saw that kind of ticking clock of, like, the bar disappearing, and you had to make that split-second decision, and then you lived with the consequences. This, you're given too much time to think about it and analyze and pick the thing that's optimal. And then this map is deceptive in that sense, because the things we should go for, like, to get the result we need to unlock the chapter at the end, whatever it was this. Like, look, as long as we get 5 more points, we unlock the thing, right? So why wouldn't we do that? Like, it's a video game. You want to make progression. So But even though this token was supposed to open up that side, it doesn't seem to want to open. Because this was the Trust Jade one, wasn't it? Try to befriend Jade, which we did. Unlocks by try to befriend Jade. So why can I not go that way? You're forcing my hand to do this. So this is very linear in that sense. And that's locked by that one anyway. So yeah, I guess we have to. From the corner of my eye, I can see Nora standing frozen. Her usual electric fidgeting has stilled. Jade's up close now, arms crossed straight back, every bit of investigative journalist. This isn't the badass Nora expected. As Jade continues to hammer questions at us, I see Nora's shoulders set, face turned down. She's not disappointed, she's just getting defensive. I don't really blame her, but this is a delicate conversation. Can we risk her getting on edge? Okay, right. Okay, are you going to let me do this now? Yeah, now it does. Okay. I try again with our questions. What did Jade know? Why were they meeting?
Fine. I was doing another investigation into MK, and Ursula was helping. We believe the company was dipping its toes into medical care or a public health program. A couple of neighborhood kids said an MK agent offered them coupons and free samples. Said it was to test a new product line.
Okay, so they're doing the drug pusher thing? The first taste is free?
They call it egregore. They claimed...
She sighs, rubs her forehead. Wait, they're getting the magic blue juice.
it was going to help with exams, stress, clarity of mind and all that.
Ritalin? Clarity of mind? Sounds like something out of Reverie, to be honest. But how?
That's all I know.
Oh, I know why she turned to Ursula.
Wait. You contacted my mother because of her work on the Oxyons, on the history of Athena, right?
I only found her stuff by chance. Sounds like MK tried to have it burned, but a few copies survived. That was the only other reference to egregore I ever found.
Silence descends as we attempt to unravel these revelations. Sounds like this goes far deeper than we thought, but everything we've learned so far is circumstantial. Just guesswork. Laszlo's not taking the additional MK factor well. Neither is Nora, who looks dumbstruck. Has MK done something to my mother? Well, we lose a point in that, which... Does it matter? No, this is the one where we need to go double. But it's locked out again. Why? What's locking that? She could help, but she might have her own problems. Once again, it's going to force me to go this way, isn't it? Like... Why? Like, it's the next one along this track. It doesn't say why it's locked. It just wants us to go this way. Like, this is a very deceptive mind map. Like, it is linear. It is absolutely a linear story. Talk about printing posters. Does this unlock that one? Sure, fine. We'll try and make the progress, I guess. Nora strides forward.
Enough, alright, enough!
Uh-oh.
We've been going out of our minds with worry for days. We heard you might be the sort of person who'd want to help. Help when people are lost, but you're just digging for details. Is the story all you care about? We don't need that. Come on, Paul. If she's not gonna help us, we'll find someone who will.
Jade's a stranger to us, and a journalist to boot, a hardened shell of practicality, a job requirement. But Nora's words have caught her off guard. She steps back, arms hanging loose at her side. Right, are you going to let me go this way? No! Like, there is no indication why this is locked. Like I said, it wants you to go down a specific path. So why give this illusion of choice? Seriously. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, fine. I think one of the earlier things had an arrow that made it to a... No, these two had lines and arrows, didn't they? This one unlocked that side. This one unlocked that one. Was it in the middle below the section? Yeah, it was these two. And like I said, these two definitely had... Because, I mean, we read this one. And it said, is unlocked by befriending Jade. And, you know, we tried to initially, but we still had to go this way. And then it did it. So, like I said, it's... And there's... I mean, it shows that little padlock symbol, doesn't it? You can see there. But it doesn't say why. Like, other ones that have been locked out, it has given a reason. But it's just deciding it doesn't want to? You're murdering... Ah, what are you playing as, Mute? Right. I mean, again, the game room is just going to go... Right, which way? Bond, you may want to respect the emotions she's feeling. This node is inevitable. It must be played to unlock other nodes. Bliss, no. Don't let her upset Jade. This node is inevitable. Must be played. Let's... Well, if I can't get my pink blobby things over here, I'm going to go this way then, right? Nora's about to say something more, but I wrap my hand around her wrist as gently as I can. She looks at me, eyes ablaze. After a moment, I see the fire dies and understanding returns. Before us, Jade is visibly shaken.
I'm sorry. We're sorry. It's just... We have to find my mother. We're out of our minds with worry right now. Lines get blurred, you know?
Necro's your fave. You like bringing minions to the party, because I only ever played a little bit of Diablo 3, and I think I played a Barbarian or something like that. But I know the Necro, that's the whole thing. It's like, it's the summons, isn't it?
It's easy for all of us to lose perspective. And Nora here is very sensitive.
I'm guessing she won't like you saying that. I smile to her, and she smiles back. Still, our faces are grave.
We're all past our breaking points right now. We're sorry to have bothered you.
Right, are you going to let me go this side now? No. Fine, we will go this way then. I will lose my 2 bond things and grab pink blobby bits, right? So what are the options? Jade offers her help. Bliss, see, did get what you wanted. Or Jade's confession. Jade doesn't want to open up to you yet. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's fitting. Well, let's just get the pink blobby bits, right? If we couldn't get them that side, we go this way. About time.
Maybe. Ursula was involved in some stuff. MK stuff, I think. Talking about her disappearance in public. Yeah, probably not a good idea. Last thing I need is more MK heat. Same goes for you lot.
What? We're being watched? Relief crackles through her spine. Lightning an unseen load. She's going to help us. Nora has retreated into silence. Knowing her, she's probably regretting her outburst. But it got us what we needed.
I don't know about this MK stuff. But if you can help me find my Ursula, well, that's the only thing that matters.
I'm sorry if I was harsh. You know? Really, I am. Fighting against MK is like pushing away a glacier. No matter how hard we work, it's useless.
Nora looks like she's wallowing in shame. We'd both mistaken Jade's cold demeanor for callous disinterest. Turns out she's struggling much like we are. Can I still get pink bits? Nope. Alright then. Well, we're still going to go this route. Right? Have 3, unlock 10. Absolutely. Let's keep it secret. It's safe. It's what Jade wanted. It's a win-win situation. Sadly, you're not close enough to ask Jade for this favor. Let's keep it secret. Create a public scandal? Oh no. I mean, let's just go with the bliss, right? Like, I mean, it's all pushing us forward. I'm not seeing the downside on this. Because we need the points. Well, we actually don't need that many points, but yeah. It's implying we can't do this. You have 3 bonds, you'll get 10. Well, we don't. We don't have any bond or this, so this is theoretically locked out. I mean, I would have potentially done the use their network if it allowed me to go down her questioning route, but it didn't. It genuinely didn't. So I guess we just do this. You appreciate the eye of this, but it's pretty much just a flowchart. It is, yeah. But no, even a flowchart, if this do that, this still feels even more linear than that, because it looks like a flowchart. But as clearly indicated, like, these inevitable nodes and things like that are along the same straight line. Like, even if they look like they split off, no, it's still the same straight line, so it's not even a flowchart. We can't risk it. We can't risk a war with MK.
We keep the search secret. Quiet. For now.
Oh, but...
Laszlo, I know, but we can't risk it.
It's a checklist. It absolutely is.
Yeah. You're probably right. It just feels like we're sitting on our hands.
Jade seems to approve.
I haven't seen Ursula in almost 5 years now. I can't guess what she was up to or where she went.
For a moment, I can tell Jade's trying to figure out exactly what I mean. Looks like she's itching to ask me more about my relationship with my mother, but opts not to pry.
You can never really know anyone. Not really. Trust me. Found that out the hard way. I had to learn how to trust people. MK's everywhere. And sometimes a relative's the best way to get to you.
That's rough.
In a way, it only goes to show why I fight. And against who.
The tension seems to break. End of school day vibes wash over the otherwise empty park.
Well then, I'd better, make myself scarce.
Us too. We should get back to the Naiads.
Here's my number. Call me if I can help. I mean it.
I think the way they're presented it makes it clear you don't actually have choices, which is true in many games. Yeah, like those choose your own adventure type ones, it's an illusion of choice. But now they're even just removing the illusion, which... Can we have the illusion back now, please? Because at least it feels like there's that air of mystery, but no. She flashes her phone screen at Nora, who pulls out her own phone and types in the number. Something on your mind. Jade has more to say, especially to Nora. As it turns out, Jade lives near the Naiads, so we agree to walk back together. For the first time I notice what a beautiful day it is, the sun warming my skin, the breeze flicking at loose strands of my hair. We meander through Alma, 4 of us. It feels almost tranquil.
It's not easy for someone to go missing on this island. Everyone knows everyone and everything. Alma's a small world, a tight-knit community. You'll find her. Problem is, you've got MK between where you are now and where you want to be. No way you're avoiding a tussle.
When I left Atina, Mono Kozan was background noise, just a detail in our lives. Now they're a juggernaut, unchallenged, inescapable. I've realized I'm angry. Resentment burns in me each and every time I hear that name. We turn a corner and the Naiads floats into view. Nora crosses the path to walk alongside
I
Jade.
didn't mention it before, but I think I was approached by those MK goons you mentioned. The public health project guys?
Shit. Egregore and everything.
Yeah.
Was this the job she told me about?
Listen, you didn't ask for it, but here's my advice. You see them coming again? You run. Or tell them to fuck off, or scream at them, or whatever. But do not take their money, Nora. I'm serious.
No, yeah, I wasn't going to.
Well, I mean, that was the first thing we did was advise her not to, wasn't it?
I've heard rumors. People who came back the very opposite of healthy, and ones who never came back at all.
There have been other disappearances?
Hard to tell. People go missing all the time.
But you've just said it's a small island.
Especially the
It's
ones
very
society
hard for
pushes
people to
its edge.
disappear. I can tell Jade's trying to sound reasonable. She's had to deal with so much.
Sometimes they just move on. Change cities. There are rarely
I mean,
any
we left.
records. But recently, a lot more people than normal have gone away. And most haven't come back.
But the ones who did come back?
Said they were given this egregore stuff. Pills or injections. And that was it. Some got sick, others were fine. But no clarity of mind business.
Could this be the moment to tell the truth? No, not yet. Reverie's my burden to bear for now. How do I bring up the aspirations without sounding like I'm having a stroke?
And bear that burden you shall. You must.
I try to ignore Power's voice. I don't want to start acting weird and lose what little trust we've built with Jade. Not for now. Not far now. Jade gives us a nod and waves as she heads into her building. As we turn to leave, Bliss appears alongside me, a smile at Nora and Laszlo as we walk along the companionable silence. And Bliss laughs.
Someone's been busy. Well, guess what? We've been busy too. You're not the only bunch investigating. Bond and Power and I have news.
Truth still clings to life, but they are beyond our reach alone. Even our own ties have been severed. But we are close. So very close.
Our world does not cease to be when you are not viewing it. It is imperative that you stabilize your home front quickly so that you may assist us in Reverie.
It's like having a
Do
second job,
whatever
isn't
you
it?
must.
I'm trying.
We know. So, here's the plan. We can clear the way to Truth Sanctuary, but after that, we'll have to summon you. Be ready.
Well, let's move on with the end of the chapter then. And there you go. Choose an outcome. You've reached the end of the act. It's time for you to choose an outcome. Only ones you have unlocked, both crystals you can gathered already. Yep. Well, I guess we're going this way. Truth's buried temple. Bliss is here, bouncing from foot to foot.
Take your time.
Well, you did bury Truth.
Where are we?
Truth's domain. Figured out a way inside. Finally. Anyway, shall we?
I'm surprised to find a cave cold and damp, not at all where I imagined the aspiration of Truth would reside. Empty walls, clear water, an unfillable void. Could be how they pictured facts and accuracy, cold, solid.
Chilly in here, innit?
Bliss whistles to herself despite the dour surroundings. I see Truth, there in the center. They are broken and shattered. I move closer, my footsteps echoing in the void, without dying entirely. Even sound can't hide in here.
Right then. Let's get this old witch back in shape, shall we?
The diminutive aspiration digs through her pockets, extracting a multitude of objects. A garlic press, a halberd, a small owl-like creature staring out from a cage.
I know it's in here somewhere.
She brandishes a colossal tube of glue the size of a bazooka. Not surprisingly, it's an eye-blistering pink.
Now then.
We're literally going to glue truth back together. She uncaps the tube somehow, and it feels as if this is for show. A ritual tied to Bliss's nature. Yet, something changes in the air. A vibration, a rhythm, a hum. Coming from the statue itself. Like, this definitely is like the end of act cutscene where we're seeing all the aspirations. Who's the creepy one in the maze? And he's doing his best Doctor Strange impression, is he? And yeah, I guess that's the end of that act, and that's probably a good place to end it because it's 25 past 8. I normally finish around about 6:30, so we've done about 2 hours more than usual. Let's see if this just gives us a point. Yeah, let's go back. Main menu from here. Bonus content, very much so. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I will say, I mean, I did play, not all the Life is Strange games, but the ones I did play, I did enjoy. Because it did kind of carry you through the story. And certain kind of visual novels, I do like the process of reading. This, I don't know. Like, some of the elements of the story are intriguing. I like that they're leaning on, like, that kind of Greek mythology thing as well. And, like, the nods to something like Sandman, like the family, Dream, Death, all those. I like that because these aspirations have very similar vibe to that, but it feels way too railroady. It feels like we are just reading a novel. It's not even that. Like, it's completely stripped away, like, the idea of choice. So it kind of ruins that element for me. But anyway.